is the RSM Wrestling Podcast. This is the big guy Rich. On the other line, we got Sal, the mastermind.
What's up, guys? How you been? Long time no see.
So, as everyone knows, August is usually pre WrestleMania season for the true diehard wrestling fans. Would you say I'm correct, Sal?
Yes, sir. Yep. That's right. This is pre WrestleMania season, I guess, right? Or
So, as everyone knows, August is SummerSlam time, which is the party of the summer, which is, in my opinion, the worst tagline that you could have for a wrestling pay-per-view.
It really is.
But that's a story for another time.
Mm-hmm.
As everyone knows, before every major pay-per-view, there's always a takeover. No pun intended, it takes over the weekend of wrestling. Sal, do you agree?
Definitely. That's why they call it takeover. And I think it really does. Out of all the events, when you're talking about the Big Four pay-per-views, and we've talked about Big Four pay-per-views, like, we previewed it. At some point, we just say, should we really preview the main show? At the end of the day, we kind of say, you know what? Nah, it's not worth it.
We kind of have to.
We have
it's a
to.
given.
Yeah, but then it's like, do we really want to? I don't think. But then, we eventually have to do it, so it's like, all right. But nonetheless, I mean, I know. Well, let me say this, Rich. I know Uncle Dave said some very, very choice words for what happened at TakeOver, right?
I hate that guy so much.
Oh, man. That's motherfucker. I don't even know, man.
Well, let me just continue with where I was going with this, and then we'll get into the talking about him, okay?
Yep.
So, as everyone knows, this asshole, Dave Meltzer, likes to do his ratings. And it seems to be he only favors matches that include one specific person, Kushida Okada, because it seems like only he gets the best rating matches, which some of them actually suck. Which, as you can tell, I'm not really a fan of Okada. I think Omega made those matches 6 stars, to be honest. So, as wrestling fans read Meltzer's ratings, there's one specific person in NXT who has never received less than a 5-star takeover match. Sal, would you like to take a guess who that is?
Is that Brock?
Johnny Takeover Gargano. He's been on, what would you say, about 12 takeovers,
12
give or take?
He's been in since, I think, the CWC, which was, 2016? No, 2015, I think, right?
2015.
2015. And since
so
then,
he's been in about good 15 takeovers.
That's right. And when you talk about, it's kind of like, again, if you're not a fan of wrestling and you probably never heard of Gargano, which at this point is kind of like, what the fuck are you even watching? He's basically the John Cena of TakeOver, honestly. Or I'd say like the face of basically TakeOver, honestly. He really is the face of NXT at this point.
But he's never had less than a 5-star rating.
That's right.
Mr. Meltzer,
Uncle Dave.
Well, as everyone knows, he had a 3 Stages of Hell match against Sir Adam Cole Bebe. Sorry. Here at the RSM podcast, whenever that name comes into talk, we have to do the last part. Because it's not just Adam Cole.
It's mandatory. You have to do it.
Adam Cole Bebe.
Yes. It's a mandatory. It's mandated. You need to do that. Otherwise, it doesn't count. You know how Ric Flair always goes, woo?
Yeah.
With Adam Cole, it's got to.
Sal, you saw the 3 Stages of Hell match, correct?
Man, that match, I could tell you this.
The regular one-on-one.
That's right.
Second one was the street fight.
That's right.
Third was just,
I think it was what would you call that?
I don't even know what to call that.
We don't. I mean, they're still in a little bit of a playbook from TNA, I guess, right? With the lockdown match, yeah, kind of like that, but much better. Yeah, they did really good with that. I mean, for God's sake, think about this. Yeah.
From 1 through 5.
Yeah.
What would you rate that match?
I'd say that was a 5-star match in my book. It really was.
I'd say it was a 7.
7. Oh man.
It was just perfect storytelling.
It was. Oh my God. Well, I mean, here's the thing I really liked about it. The way they
saw the dark side of Johnny, to be honest, in that match.
They did, yeah. And the thing I liked about it was they really did a good job of marketing the match. If you think about it, First, they said, you know what? Of course, the WWE Network's free to all subscribers that sign up for free, right? For the first time, it's a free trial, But then on top of the fact, it's kind of like this. The way they marketed it was, it's like, okay, if this match goes to 3 falls, right? They're gonna have that last match, which of course earlier in the day they were speculating. They're like, what kind of match would it be? Guess what? It was a steel cage match. Oh no, it wasn't just a steel cage match.
Mr. Regal only said it was going to be a cage match.
Yeah.
He never said nothing about the weapon.
He didn't say
that was
nothing
just
about
a treat.
That was, oh my god. And that's the thing. If you're a fan there, sitting over there, that's such a great way of marketing that match.
I marked out because that brought back ECW nostalgia for me.
It did. And it kind of brings another element to their rivalry. I mean, if you saw from the beginning, they started out with the technical wrestling. Then later on, it started to become a street fight. Remember, you see that after, Johnny Takeover got, intentionally disqualified. That kind of just went straight into the straight fall, the second fall. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. Give me the disadvantage. I'll go through. Basically, that's what he was saying with the story. Of course, I think I rant about this all the time. People that are non-wrestling fans will think, oh my god, we didn't analyze every single aspect of it. Here's the thing. They're telling a story. We know that. Okay? We all know about that shit. The thing is, it's just, again, it goes back to the same kind of point. This is, again, the point of a storytelling. They have this match. They go ahead and say, okay, this is what's going to happen, da-da-da. Why would someone intentionally lose? Why not just go ahead and have the thing? Listen, if this was boxing, how would you feel if this match was done in about, let's say, 10 seconds? This isn't Deontay Wilder knocking out somebody. This should actually be like an actual thing where people are paying good money. And you think about this match took
it was a Tyson fight from the 90s.
Exactly. And this
Why pay $50 for a match that's going to last 32 seconds?
Yeah. And then you get bummed out of your money, and literally, what are they going to do with that extra time on TV? They're literally just going to burn their money, wait for it. They're going to savor and all that shit. They'll literally just take a fucking video of them just clapping their hands together, and that's it. Just rubbing their hands. That's it. We made money. We swindled these fools. Listen, if we're getting swindled, at the end of the day, we're getting entertained.
In your opinion, Sal, would you say that was the best match of the weekend?
It was, definitely. Definitely.
What if I tell you someone ranked 2 matches better than that? Would you like to know what he rated Gargano Cole for the weekend?
What did he say? What was the rating? Yeah, what was the rating?
He gave it a 4.25. Which made it the third highest match of the weekend. Would you like to know what the 2 matches ahead of them were and what they were rated?
What was it? Yeah.
Sal?
Yeah. You said it was like 2 matches, right? Well, of course, it has to be on the main card, right? Knowing Uncle Dave, it has to be in the main card, right?
One was main card, one was another takeover match.
Okay, so that's good. Uncle Dave's coming around, I guess.
The second highest rated match was Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae at 4.5 stars.
I don't understand what caused him to have him lose a quarter of a star and half of a star. That's the thing for me. It's just like, why?
According to Uncle Dave, the best match of SummerSlam weekend. You ready for this?
Yep.
It was Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins at 4.75 stars.
What the hell?
What are you smoking, Uncle Dave Meltzer? How was those 2 matches better than Cole versus Gargano? Which also means, out of, say, 15 takeovers, this is the first takeover match Mr. Gargano had that was not a 5-star rating.
And again,
good job for killing the streak.
I don't understand with this. The thing is with Dave, it's always controversy with him. It's always something. He talks about, they're going to do this, maybe they're going to do this. Going against his own word. We talk about this all the time. We put him in the Hall of Shame. Uncle Dave, you're fucking up.
Can we re-induct him?
We should. We definitely should.
Can we induct him a second time, please?
We gotta induct him 3 times, man. I'm telling you. He's gonna end up saying something else. I'm telling you. But, I mean,
and by the way, he blocked the RSN podcast Twitter page, which is run by me, by the way.
That is wild.
If you could also,
wrap your red
I was gonna do a cheap plug for a couple of our social media pages.
That is just wild. I don't understand. Like again, so he knows this. He knows this. He has an idea of it.
Oh, because basically I tweeted him. Mm-hmm. How do you give Gargano versus Cole 4.25 stars, but you give Lesnar versus Rollins 4.75 stars? Can you please explain this, Dave? And then I get an alert. Mm-hmm. Dave Meltzer has blocked you.
Wow, that's fucking wild.
So he officially blocked me from my personal page and from the RSN page.
Wow, that's freaking wild. That is just, I don't understand that. Yeah.
Twitter is run by yours truly.
Yep.
The big guy, Rich.
The big guy.
The Instagram page is co-run by me and Sal. Mm-hmm. The Facebook page is co-run by me and Sal. Mm-hmm. Anything that has to do with uploading the podcast, future and present shows, is done by Sal. Yep. But there's what's that page where we could read about the shows?
Oh man, I think we talked about this many times.
We know the fucking guy who runs the page.
Yeah, we know the guy, and actually it's in our initials. We're PW. What was it called? It's
it's the
RSM Wrestling Podcast.
R,
yeah, we got the S.
R, which is Richard.
Richie, you, Big Rich.
There's S for Sal, but the N.
Who's the N?
Nate? I think is his name.
No, that's not Nate.
No, it's not Nate.
No, it's not Nate. It's not Nate. It's a certain Nick. I know for sure. It's a guy named Nick. Nick, not just any Nick.
No, it's not Nick.
No, not Nick.
The
Nicholas.
Oh, I got it. It's the Nicholas Lopez.
The
night that runs the site, right?
The night that runs the site. Yes. Basically, you go up to that site. I always talk about this. I'm not in school no more. Let me tell the story. So, you're sitting in class.
Just hit the story.
Yep. You're bored as hell. Don't know what to do. Can't really watch wrestling, right? So you're like, damn, man, what the fuck do I do?
Because there's teachers that will, go behind your back and say, hey, professor, why is Sal watching wrestling here?
And you're like, you fucking snitch. I'm trying to fucking catch up on TakeOver and fucking rip on Uncle Dave. Shit, man. So then you're sitting there. And literally what you could do, I always do this all the time. I wouldn't recommend this, kids. But pop on to PWO. Basically get your up-to-minute, minute-by-minute coverage of basically all the different wrestling shows. Of course, they got West Coast Wrestling Connection. They got a big thing with Powerbomb TV. They cover WWE, the big guys, ROH, NXT, AEW.
AEW, soon to be.
Coming soon. We got to talk about that now. But then, of course, everything else. You name it. NXT, all the big shows, all the little guys, the big guys, everything. And definitely get caught up with everything that's going on in the program. So,
Nick basically breaks everything down so you could actually picture the match happening without actually watching it.
Exactly.
But then when you get home, you go and watch the match.
That's right.
You're like, that is exactly how I picture this match happening.
That's right.
He gets so down to the last detail.
Down to the last detail, indeed. Yep. And again, it just brings it down. I mean, we always talk about this. AEW is coming up soon. So...
Hey, before we continue, what time is it?
We gotta talk about this, man. Tagline. Gotta pull in the hot tag.
Should I hit him with it?
Hit it. Hot tag. You got it.
Reading is fundamental. Reading about wrestling puts you over.
Said it best. Put it over right there. So definitely. Yeah. But then, of course, like I said, we always talk about this all the time. PWO, Nick runs it. Basically helps us out with all this other stuff. And, of course, when you talk about all the different things, you have all of our episodes and stuff on there, too, definitely. But, let's talk about all this stuff that's going on.
Let's hit SummerSlam. Since we brought up, apparently, quote-unquote, match of the weekend. Seth versus Brock.
That's right. Well, I got to ask this.
That's just fucking... Yeah, I still can't.
Yeah, how do you feel? How do you feel about this whole thing? I mean, think about this build. Brock cashes in.
Well, the one thing I can say is Seth has joined a very exclusive club.
Really?
Do you want to know what the club is?
Being two-time champ?
He is one of 4 people to beat Brock Lesnar twice.
Really? Beating him twice. Of course, we had of course WrestleMania. and now of course he beat him up in what's called in SummerSlam.
The other three people who are in that exclusive club: Goldberg, Undertaker, and Kurt Angle.
Wow, that's wild.
That's a very, very exclusive club.
That is an exclusive class of people, honestly. And when you look at it, I mean, if you look at really what's going on in this whole...
Two people who are in the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
One person who's potentially going to be in the Hall of Fame whenever he decides to actually retire.
That's right.
Which we don't know when that will be.
Yeah. We'll be talking about that in a few, too.
Yes, I have my little underground layer where I could go anywhere to get exclusive files, but I have no fucking clue when this guy's gonna fucking retire.
I have no idea either. It's the way this again. I mean, we'll talk about Goldberg in a sec, but I think with Brock, the thing that really, here's the thing that really pissed me off in this whole program. They had Brock cash in. They had him build the whole Money in the Bank thing. I could cash in whatever I want. The
Brock party.
The Brock party, which is pretty dope, and it was nice seeing him.
Hey, that was fucking entertaining. So
that was I like that whole thing. It was it was bringing out a different side of Brock. I like that, and they could have teased that. Yeah,
we actually saw that Brock could actually be a funny character if he wants to.
It shows a different element of Brock, and I think this is good for him. I mean,
guy still can't fucking talk for his life.
Of course he can, because he got those fucking fucked up teeth, fucking smoking tobacco, being a redneck too. So that's another thing too.
I think because he goes to CVS.
He probably goes to CVS. Yeah, he probably goes to CVS. Everybody knows that. But then
fuck CVS.
Yeah, fuck CVS. But then on top of the fact, I mean, here's the thing with this: they build that whole match up just to have him lose the next pay-per-view to Seth, and they have this whole program where Seth was supposedly injured, getting beat up. I call it being Zach Gowen. I don't know if you guys remember Zach Gowen. Basically, we had that whole angle.
The one-legged wrestler, I remember him.
One-legged wrestler. I think everybody remembers that. This is probably like what, almost 16 years ago. Damn, that's fucking a while back. And yeah, they basically had this whole thing.
That was when SmackDown was on UPN.
Yeah, that was Ruthless Aggression era, peak of the era. Really, really good wrestling at the time. Paul Heyman was running it. You started running it, and you started making it. But I remember that angle. It just brought me back to that. Like, okay, Brock beat up Seth to a pulp, and I guess it was that kind of thing. Only to have him just win, like, no problem. So then it's like, it begs the question, what's next? What's after this for Brock? Is Brock going to end up going to the UFC? Is he, is he just retiring? Is he going to have another match?
Well, with that, no one really knows because his last contract, he wasn't supposed to fight in UFC, but he did, and that contract got voided, and blah, blah. But according to Dana White, he said that Brock will not be in UFC again.
Yeah, and again, this can also
don't know how true that is.
But I think it might be, again, a negotiation tactic. This just might be him trying to negotiate something, so you never know. But I think, again, it just brings up the fact
everyone wants to see him versus Cormier.
Yeah, him versus Cormier or him versus Lashley. And there's so many other matches people really want. I think even I think Lashley was saying that I really want to have a match with Brock. And there's so many other possibilities they can have him fight. Yeah,
I want to see Brock versus John Jones. There's a weight difference.
Yeah.
But I think Jones could hold his own against
Jones,
Brock.
Yeah. The way, looking at Jones is probably going to go down as probably the best of all time. Jones has a big, something big to prove. He's going to face one of the biggest, best, not only WWE professional wrestlers, but an actual athlete, like an actual combat athlete who's been known to do like wrestling and stuff like that, like at the collegiate level and everything. So, it's a perfect bill for him. And I think it's just, again, it just begs the question, what's next for him? At this point, I think everybody just wants to see him and Matt Riddle. We got to talk about Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was backstage at SummerSlam, I believe, right?
I love that story he told.
He's like, what did he say? He's like, I said, bro, and he's like, don't call me bro.
I'm not your bro. Sorry, bro.
Bro. He was savage. That's the thing.
Here's the question. How fucking high was he?
I don't even know. This guy. I think last time. Yeah.
He's... Obviously, everyone knows he fucking smokes.
Yeah, everybody knows he smokes, yeah.
Bro, he's fucking entertaining.
He is entertaining as hell. And then the thing is, it's like
he WWE... bought me. Yeah. Guy's like 300 pounds. Fucking 300 pounds shoulder.
He's got cojones.
I was like, bro, that hurt. For the last time. I'm not your bro.
I'm not your bro.
All right, bro. See you later.
All right, bro. He's like, we gotta talk something. He's like, all right, let's talk, bro. He's like, we're not fucking bros. And he's like, all right, bro. He's savage as fuck. But this
Yeah,
guy,
fucking Riddle.
Riddle, man. But I mean, here's the thing. I
I
think
just want to know how high was he when he was
I
talking.
don't even know. And the thing is, it's kind of like this. I think we went to a Progress show one time, and I think I was there with these other two guys, and they were saying they're like, "Yo, we're about to go get a blunt with we're about to go hit a blunt with Matt Riddle," and literally they were all sitting outside. They saw Tyler Bate, they saw Pete Dunne, all of them, and the next thing you know, you see Matt Riddle there, just going ahead being casual, doing 420. He deadass is the new RVD, honestly. In my
Is
mind.
this the one that you went to in Queens?
Yeah, Queens. Yeah, this is in Elm Core Center.
I'm not gonna bring that up because I was quite pissed at you.
I know. That was a fucking shit show. I hated that shit. And then the thing is, it's like, I mean, it was a pretty good program.
The reason why I wanted to go with you was because of Pete Dunne.
The Pete Dunne, yeah. And then they had Tyler Bate there and everybody. But I mean, this.
But remember, that was supposed to be Dunne versus Bate.
Yeah, that's right. And then it got postponed because I think Jack Gallagher versus Pete Dunne was the new program. Yeah.
That was when Pete Dunne got hurt.
Yeah. All I can say, I mean, Progress, you do really good, but fucking put on some AC, please. That fucking
Speaking of Progress,
yeah,
one of their very own just got signed to NXT.
Yes. Big star.
Mr. Austin Theory.
Austin Theory, man. Fucking big name.
Kid
all
is
over,
fucking 22 years old.
Kid
is 22 years old.
22 years old, yeah. And
Kid's gonna be a beast.
It's crazy, man. And then they're looking at this whole thing with all this. He's gonna be a big talent. I mean, looking at, I think if WWE learned one thing, British wrestling has a lot to offer. All these different things in the UK, they're doing some crazy shit. Like, it's like they're about to end up going and blowing up.
Only thing I know is Vince, if the rumors are true, Vince better not take over NXT.
Oh, man. Well, what are you hearing about that? Like, I keep hearing about this. Well, what's basically the deal? Like, he's going to run NXT now?
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking God. But then where's it leave Triple H then? Where's
he better not.
Oh, hell no. But where's this leave Triple H, though?
He's going to be like co-person or whatever.
Like a co-manager or something?
I don't know, but it better not be true, to be honest.
Is this because of the Fox deal?
I think so.
Wow, this is fucking wild. I mean, of course they announced the whole Fox thing going on. I think that's why all these big changes are going on. But then, of course, you also got to understand that Vince is starting up XFL in, like, next year. So that's another thing, too. I guess they're trying to have...
XFL.
Yeah.
Let Triple H and Shane run NXT, Raw, SmackDown. That's it.
At this point, if he's worried about the company not having his vision, look at Stephanie McMahon, man. Stephanie McMahon is basically like a reflection of Vince, honestly. Like, just leave it to... Put Stephanie in the... Like, to make the big calls. That's, totally okay. At this point, he trusts... Yeah. He trusts Stephanie more than anybody else. So, again, I totally understand that. It's totally understandable. And, of course, SmackDown's moving
My personal opinion, and you could probably agree with me on this one.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 36.
Yeah.
Triple H versus Shane for complete control of the company, even though we know they're both going to run the company together.
Yeah, that's right.
But let's make it a storyline.
That's right. They can do a build like that. I mean, they've done that so many times where they've had this thing where it's like Stephanie, Triple H and everything. And I mean, it's worked many times to just have this whole thing. Like, you could talk about all these WrestleMania interests that they have. They always have these things where Triple H is coming out with Stephanie and, this whole thing, Stephanie being the bitch and all this stuff. And it works. So, they could involve that if they want to and definitely make some money off of that. But then I think it's also...
I really think it should be Stephanie, Shane versus Triple H for quote-unquote creative control of the company.
That's right. But then what do you think about this whole thing with Fox and the whole merger? How do you think that's going to affect WWE at the moment?
Fox wants Brock Lesnar on SmackDown.
That's going to be tough.
I like it.
I think it's a good mix. It's a good way to mix up the show.
I like it.
Yeah.
But they should make him appear every single week.
They should. And then supposedly they're bringing that back to Fist, I heard?
Yep.
That's going to be interesting. So supposedly there's a new set, of course. I think they've been saying that since...
My whole thing is, if you want Brock, make him appear every week.
Yeah. But then
don't make him the part-time person that he is.
That's right.
Make him appear every fucking week.
But here's the thing. I think with WWE, they're trying to treat their people well because, of course, you got to think about it now. Now bringing in the fact of AEW and them signing all these people now, like all that stuff, and Cody coming out saying,
they're fucking scared.
They're scared as shit. And then, of course, you see this whole thing with supposedly the rumor that Cody's signing everybody, and he's like, we only have 40% of our roster. We're just getting started. And that kind of lit a fire into Vince. And he's signing people that he never thought he'd sign, ever.
Wait. You said 40%?
He said 40% supposedly in one of his press conferences. Yep.
How many more fucking people are they getting?
I have no idea.
They already have 50 people.
I don't know. They probably got some people hiding. I guess they're going to put Arn Anderson. That's probably the other 60%. I don't know. It's just, they're probably looking to high and low.
Dude, they're already at fucking 50-something people.
50-something people, right. And, I mean, you never know. They might have, Johnny Mundo. Well, Johnny Mundo's contract just expired. Joey Ryan.
Oh, his name is going to be Johnny Elite.
Johnny Elite, really?
If they sign him, his name is going to be Johnny Elite. Because if you realize, what was his name in Lucha Underground?
Johnny Mundo?
Johnny Lucha.
Johnny Lucha, yeah. And then Johnny Impact, all that stuff, yeah. So
his name is going to be Johnny Elite.
Johnny Elite. Sounds pretty good, yeah. I think it's also...
Okay, yeah, I'm on the AEW Wikipedia page. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to count how many people they have so far.
Yeah.
Are we doing just wrestlers?
I'd say wrestlers, yeah. Just
1,
wrestlers.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 2, 33, 36, 7, 38, 41, 42, 45, 7, 49. They're at 50 wrestlers.
50 wrestlers. That's fucking wild.
They have one on-air personnel, which is Tully Blanchard, who's Sean Spears' manager.
That's right.
5 referees. 7 broadcasters.
Including Jim Ross. Yep. 13
backstage personnel. 7 corporate staff.
That's wild. And there's quote unquote, they said that they're still getting started. Because from what I heard, I have a person, I'm not gonna say his name, but he goes to my gym, and he actually goes to the school. He actually is actually a student at I think Amazing Red School. So he's telling me like a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So he's telling me about how Amazing Red, supposedly WWE have him there as a coach now. And he was doing his last thing where he was, I think, he was teaching the kids, teaching the people in the classes and stuff like that. Today's his last day for that. And before that, he's just going to stop coming. And then I think Brian XL, I don't know if a lot of people heard of Brian XL, he's going to be the one that's going to run over that school now. So the big thing is, of course, yeah. And I guess WWE's looking high and low, I guess, to get their coaches now to build a PC and everything. I guess just to get people, involved in doing things. And, they're scared now. And I think really what the thing is now is AEW, it's not really, high-profile talent. I think really what it is just, the younger talent. Like, they have...
Yeah, they're not high profile, yeah, but they're fucking legit.
They're legit, yeah. And there's new talent that's coming in. So you gotta tell, they're going to make a lot of progress with this, simply because of the fact that...
My pick for future breakout stars in that company...
Yeah. It ranges.
Darby Allin.
Yeah. Definitely.
Darby Allin is, my opinion, is going to be a breakout star in that company.
That's right.
Joey Janela. Jungle Boy.
That's right.
Kip Sabian. MJF.
Yeah.
And, of course, Hangman.
And
yeah. Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, I think Hangman was probably going to be the head person in the front line as the person that they're going to push. So, again, it's there's so many personalities.
But I also see Darby getting pushed also.
Definitely.
Just for the match he had against Cody.
Yeah.
Was fucking beautiful.
Darby's I think I like his whole persona and everything and his vibe and everything. He's really doing really, really good with that. So I think really...
Do you know who he's married to?
Who's he married to?
You're gonna be surprised, actually, at who I'm gonna tell you.
Really?
He is married to Priscilla Kelly.
Priscilla Kelly. What the fuck?
And they're both really young.
Yeah.
Darby is 20. He's 21, 22 years old. Mm-hmm. And Priscilla Kelly is...
I think last time I checked, she was like 28.
She's 22.
Oh, that's fucking wild. She's a fucking kid.
So they're both around 22 years old.
That's crazy. I think it's just, yeah, again, and looking at these people, you know, it's like, kind of like, you know, like, I mean, unlike Deanna.
I'm actually surprised that they didn't sign her.
Yeah. Unless, like, Deanna Purrazzo and, like, your boy, Marty Scurll.
Newly single Deanna Purrazzo.
Newly single. You hear that? You hear that, Marty Scurll?
Bro, I'm fucking calling you out again.
Call him out, yeah. That's what's up.
He didn't answer my challenge at Final Battle a couple years ago.
Yeah, we went there, we looked there for him, and you know, you just sitting there like do his match, fucking chilling. Like, come on, man. Seriously. And I think
Never fucking answered.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah.
Where you at? Where you at, villain?
Where you at, villain? That's the thing. But yeah, I mean, of course.
Bring your villain enterprise.
Yeah, that's right. Well, of course, they got that thing going on. They got, what you call it? I think he's trying to do his own thing. I think in the near future, he might be coming in. You never know. I mean, of course, there's a lot of different talent. Recently, they signed this new tag team called the Private Party. They're
actually really good.
They're actually really good, yeah. And it's kind of like, you know, I heard a lot of good stuff. Like the guy the person that's at the school, I'm not gonna say his name just for, you know, safety, whatever. But he basically tells me, he's like, yeah, these guys, they've been like, you know, working so hard and everything, and you know, it's like, you know, they're getting their spot. And I guess, you know, there's the big attitude with all these wrestling schools. It's getting competitive now because everybody's trying to get a contract, but then they understand that WWE's not the only option. Now AEW's calling out, and when all these kids found out that, you know, AEW's coming to town and they're looking for people at their school, it got them like into another level. Like, holy shit, we're gonna be on the map now. So I think really what it is the attitude is changing now. AEW is really changing things up, not just for, like, you know, just for the business, but then also like as viewers. But I think it's also helping the wrestlers out and everything too. So I think we always say this: AEW is probably going to be really, really good.
It's like everyone says.
Yeah.
There's more than just one company now.
There's more than one company. There's an alternative. There's alternatives out there now. And then it's also like, you know what? It's good. That's good for now.
It's a shame though that ROH is now like the third or fourth option.
It's basically what Impact was, I think, 2-3 years ago now? Basically. Like, that is
now
just wild.
Impact's actually getting up there.
Impact's getting up there as well, yeah. They recently went to Mexico and all this other stuff. They're making a lot of progress there, you know? So, I mean, it's
well,
just,
do you know what's also a big help with them?
What is it?
Who are they pushing to the sky right now? Yeah. If you look at it.
Yeah, they're very smart with that, I'm noticing.
Who are they pushing? Their number one person isn't a male.
Yeah. That's right.
Their number one person is a female.
And 2 years ago, if you asked that, you'd be like, nah, that's not possible. It's not possible. And they had a really good female, like, you know, knockout division and everything a couple years ago. And they're still growing it with it now. Like, you know, it's like, come on, man. They're really trying to innovate, and that's smart by them. It's smart on their part. But I think now it's also like, you know, again, it just comes back to, okay, there's a lot of different things out there now. You know, there's more opportunity. And it just brings up the fact that, you know,
like
it's not,
their main person is Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa fucking Blanchard, yeah. And they're killing it with that shit right now. Gail Kim, she's a producer. She's doing a really good job with that. So definitely, hats off to you.
If you look at it, she basically handed the title down for best knockout in the world.
That's right.
To Tessa at Homecoming.
Yeah. And she actually came in to help put her over. And, I mean, she was already put over, I think.
She did a hell of a fucking job.
Yeah, she did. And I think that's what's
that match was perfect.
That's right, yeah. It did, and it really did tell, again, same thing, storytelling. We always talk about this. Something that WWE was lacking until they had to call, you know, to have, again, a smart call by them early this year to bring in Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman just to help them try out to, fix their storylines and everything like that. Like
Oh
the
hell yeah!
storylines,
That was great fucking move, to be honest.
yeah, it's a great move, and then also it's kind of like we gotta see what's gonna happen next. Supposedly Eric Bischoff isn't in creative, I think yet. He's still trying to learn the process.
He's starting in October.
In October, right? So hopefully when fall starts, yeah.
His first official day is gonna be the week when SmackDown goes to Fox.
Yeah. So
that's his first official day.
Yeah, he doesn't have that much say right now, but they're still trying to get him.
He technically is employed with WWE.
That's right. And then also, I mean, you got to think of the fact that here's the thing too. This whole thing with Roman, the whole storyline. This is something that they haven't done for a while.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
All I gotta say is Buddy fucking
Murphy. I like what they did with this. They highlighted a talent.
If you think about it, what were my words about a year ago?
Yeah. I remember you saying this. Yeah, you're right.
They need to fucking push this motherfucker.
And Vince is finally listening. Honestly, that caught me off guard. And the thing is, I think whatever people think, when people think someone he needs a push, they're thinking it's like how Braun Strowman got pushed, where it's like, oh, you know what? It's like, yeah. No,
just give Buddy Murphy TV time.
Yeah, and that was a perfect opportunity.
That's it.
That was a perfect
That's all
opportunity.
we needed.
Yeah. That was a perfect
TV time. Give him someone who knows how to work.
Yeah.
Make this guy gold.
Yeah.
Give this guy a fucking mid-card title.
I think we all can probably... I think we can all say this. We can all agree with this. Roman recently re-signed a contract, a multi-year deal. We don't know how long. We don't know what's the terms of that deal. But he really did do his job. Like, you know how they talk about him being a ringleader and all this stuff. And all this. He really did take that role up. And he really did, did that by putting Roman. He did a really good job of trying to, of making, Buddy Murphy, I think, looks good regardless. But I think when you're talking about, like, in Vince's eyes.
Do you know who I think will be a good person to throw in the ring with Buddy?
Who?
I got two people. Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Buddy and Aleister will have great matches.
That's right.
And my second pick, Buddy Murphy and Andrade.
Andrade, definitely. Oh, my God. And again, this kind of brings up to the thing. Like, Buddy Murphy was Cruiserweight champ a while back, right? Probably a year ago. Now he's facing the face of the company, technically, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
A heavyweight. And look how fucking good he performed in that match. He did really, really good. Like, he really put up the work in that match.
And just think about this. This is the first time he's been on TV.
Exactly.
Since the Superstar Shakeup in April.
Not on 205 Live. Like, there's a lot of success stories, of course, from 205 Live. Before, of course, Rich Swann and Enzo and Neville and all that stuff. But this is probably one of the brightest stories. Of course, Ali. But now, Buddy Murphy's starting to become that story, too.
Bro, fucking give Murphy and Ali some TV time in the ring together.
That, oh my God, that would work even better, too.
Dave won't give it a 5-star rating.
He won't.
But no one gives a fuck about him.
Fuck him, yeah. No one gives
Real
a shit.
wrestling fans will give Ali and Murphy 5 stars.
They would,
Ali, Andrade, 5 stars.
Oh,
Murphy, Andrade, 5 stars.
Yeah. Again, I gave it to this. WWE's doing a good job of picking out certain talents. That way they can have them grow. Like, of course, they had this thing with...
picking the wrong people to push.
Exactly. Well, of course, they had this thing with Samoa Joe.
Like, to be honest,
yeah.
KO, when he made his little pipe bomb a couple weeks ago, with Shane giving himself too much TV time, but where's the TV time for Dana Brooke, Liv Morgan, Buddy Murphy?
Yeah.
To be honest, anything he said was not wrong.
It did, it wasn't.
Liv Morgan, one of the best female talents in the locker room.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Exactly.
Before 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where was Buddy Murphy?
Yeah.
And to be honest, do you know what Buddy Murphy's nickname is?
What is it? The Blue Triple?
Sal.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what Buddy Murphy's nickname is?
No, what is it?
The best kept secret. And we saw that last week.
Yeah. It's true. And I think it really just brings up the fact that they're highlighting his talent, which I got to give him credit.
If you fans can't tell, I'm a Buddy Murphy fucking...
I think we all are, yeah.
Mark.
Yeah, since I was
a fan of him when he was in NXT.
Yeah. I think
when it was Blake and Murphy.
That's right. He lost a lot of weight. He did all this stuff. I really liked. I respected the fact that he's come up from doing this whole thing NXT 205 Live, and then come straight up. And again, you think about guys that got their what you call it, like their push. They got their call up and stuff like that. Buddy Murphy didn't get a push like a call up. Literally, he had to go ahead and work his way up. Ali, same thing. He didn't get a call up. He literally had to work his way up, and he worked his way up. Same thing. And that's a really good thing.
He got put into a title picture 3 months into being on the main roster.
Exactly. I think you know what it is? It's just that when you bitch, like when you try to become like Leo Rush, where you bitch about your contract and not getting paid X amount of money.
Oh, speaking of him, where is Leo?
I have no idea. It's probably the same thing that was happening with Sasha.
I'm happy she's back though.
Yeah,
that was a fucking great comeback.
That was. Well, before we talk about, of course, all this definitely. I would say, I think one of the highlights from that whole event, SummerSlam as a whole, I think we can all agree on this. The Fiend.
What'd you say?
The Fiend. Bray Wyatt. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, The Fiend, great.
Oh my God.
Well, there's one other company who had quite a 4-month tournament.
Yeah.
That we didn't bring up.
That's right. And now how is WWE retaliating? By creating their own
King of the Ring. But before we get to the King of the Ring, let's talk about the G1 Classic, the G1 Climax, which, by the way, Nick is actually posting about them on ProWrestlingOpinion.com, your number one site to catch any main talent and the little guys.
Yep. 3 words, PWO. Check it out. Yeah.
You're welcome, Nick. That's 2 plugs for you tonight.
2 plugs.
But the G1 Classic Climax has been fucking phenomenal.
Oh my God. Well, this whole thing with the program, the way they built it, and again, every show they make it so that the fans have something to watch. I don't know how they're gonna pull this King of the Ring thing with the whole thing, and then supposedly 2 matches are gonna take place at MSG. I don't know how you're gonna pull it off, but looking at the way they did this, and the result, fucking Kota Ibushi. Kota fucking Ibushi is the fucking winner of the G1 Classic. Yeah.
Let's talk about Moxley first.
Moxley.
He went on a nice little 5-match win streak.
He was having a fucking undefeated streak. He was running like the Undertaker in that whole fucking G1 Climax. And then he lost.
He lost to Juice Robinson. Who's great fucking talent since he left WWE.
That's right. And what a way, think about it.
Leads back to what we said before.
Yeah.
Only thing you have to do is just leave WWE.
Exactly. And again, think about this. What a way to build a story. Juice Robinson lost the title because of Jon Moxley just walking in. And he got his payback. Full circle. Holy shit. Now they can make a fucking program and make money off of this. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, WWE.
Why?
That's how you do it.
Because they both left WWE.
Yeah. And it makes perfect sense. And they can continue to keep using that. And then, of course, another big revelation. Kenta. Formerly known as Hideo Itami.
New Bullet Club member. Holy shit.
Again, it just brings up the fact.
I see Kenta and Shibata actually having a nice little rivalry.
Yeah, Shibata is a fucking hell of a talent, too. I mean, looking at his whole thing.
It's a shame, though, what happened to him.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's just brutal.
But he looked fucking good, though.
He does.
To be honest.
Yeah. I think he's one of those upcoming talents.
He looked good when he came back.
Yeah. He's one of those upcoming talents that, of course, WWE likes. I mean, of course, I think it's probably one of WWE's, high upper prospects, for sure. They're probably all over that. They want that. But I think, again... I
don't think he'll leave, though.
Yeah. It just brings up the fact...
I don't think he'll leave.
I don't think. I hope he doesn't. And I hope they don't, I hope they keep on building newer talent like that. It works perfectly. Again, I hope they fucking come to UK, US, Canada, everywhere. It doesn't matter. Become an international phenomenon. Fucking go head to head with AEW and WWE at this point. So, yeah.
But for some reason, I see AEW having an affiliation with New Japan.
I heard that they don't. They cut ties with them.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
they could say one thing, but actually do it.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that. You know,
Because to be honest,
you know,
I wouldn't mind seeing Bullet Club invade.
that would kind of be like a full circle kind of thing, no?
How cool would that be, though? Bullet Club invading
That would,
AEW.
yeah. They might do some interpromotional things, and again, that would work perfectly.
I wouldn't be surprised if you get God versus the Young Bucks.
That's right. God versus the Young Bucks. I mean, it's kind of like, again, God probably the best thing in the tag team division going on right now. And supposedly, I mean, of course,
Jay White versus Cody.
Yeah. And what did what'd you call it? What did Matt Buck, what'd you call it? I think Nick Buck had to say about the tag team division. He was saying, he's like, listen, we got to go ahead and make the best tag team division. That's our goal. So they're trying to do that. Of course, they're gonna have tournament for this. For the AEW tag titles for the first time, the first tag titles. So we'll have to see how that works out too. You know. And again, they're teasing a lot of big tag teams. So I think when they're talking about, hey, we got 40% of our roster left, they might be hiring. They might be getting more and more tag teams in the building now. So we'll have to see how that works. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want the best tag teams, it's gonna be hard to get the Revival.
Supposedly,
it's gonna be hard to get the Usos.
Yeah. Supposedly, I heard about LAX. They might be coming to AEW.
Yup, I'll be fucking hyped if they show up.
If they show up, oh man, that's gonna be fucking lit. And then it kind of brings up the fact that, like, they have so many different tag teams, new tag teams, old tag teams. Fucking bring Rock and Roll Express, honestly. Like, of course, they're feuding with the Briscoes for the ROH title soon. Bring them on too. Fuck it, go ahead. Let's see.
I don't get why they still wrestle.
I have no idea. I mean, it might be that they're passionate. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to be like the Undertaker. I don't know what.
Bro, the fucking Briscoes are literally gonna kill them.
They're gonna murder them. I don't even see how that's gonna be like done. It's fucking wild. But yeah, of course, we'll see what happens with that. Of course, there's a lot of stuff going on.
They're like 100 years old.
Yeah. And then it brings up the fact that of course, NWA is still trying to come into the map. There's a lot of different other promotions still trying to blow up. So we'll have to see what happens goes on from there. Of course, this is the summer leading into the fall. You already know this is gonna fucking get kind of rough. And then talking about, of course, things like Survivor Series and all that stuff, that might be coming soon too. So again, it just brings up the fact: what's the build gonna look like? How's this whole thing gonna happen? Is WWE gonna do a brand split? Who's AEW gonna sign? There are so many fucking questions. The question now that really what's on all of our minds is, how the fuck is this gonna look, and how do we prepare ourselves for this? But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see.
The last thing that we're gonna talk about is something that they're bringing back. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, they don't fuck it up like they did the last 3 years. Yeah, the King of the Ring.
Yeah. Well, was it 2 nights? No, I thought it was gonna be a full 1 night thing, but they said now
they're doing like a whole month.
A whole month, like trying to, I guess, come back to the G1. They're trying to compete with that. They're like, okay, we got to go ahead and go back on this shit. Like, okay, let's try.
Well, I think they're trying to do it how they used to do it. Because remember, back in the 90s, the King of the Ring was like a whole month and a half tournament.
That's right. Which is a good idea for them, and I think for them, honestly, they should change the name of Classic Champions to just King of the Ring. Like, do it back in the day how it used to be. Yeah. Why not?
Bring back the actual old tournament, how it used to be.
That's right. And now they just wanted to have it to be just and that. And then, of course, there was a rumor that they're trying to do a Queen of the Ring also. A female tournament.
No.
I mean, think about it right now. Yeah. I mean, think about this. They have this whole thing with, this whole thing with, on Raw, you got, of course, Sasha Banks versus Becky. And then, of course, on Raw, on SmackDown, you got, of course, this whole program. Supposedly, they're teasing for Charlotte and Bayley. Again, I think we all know where this is probably going.
Nothing against that, but I'm sick of Charlotte.
What? So you were happy that I mean, were you kind of mad that Trish lost?
Not really, but push Ember.
I know, yeah. I mean, well, Ember did a really, really good job of that match too. Natalya did a pretty good match of her, her match also. Again, it's just, I think for me, looking at Trish, for example, it kind of brings back to the same thing, how we said before, why the fuck is HBK back in the ring? Why the fuck is The Undertaker back in the ring? Why the fuck is Goldberg back in the ring? I'm like, come on, man. Like, you could tell the Queen was getting pissed. And she had every right to get pissed because Trish was being mad stiff on her. I was like, chill, calm down with that, you know? So, I mean, personally, I think that she did a fucking good job. She, deserved that win. Now I'll put her over.
It was a good match.
Yeah. So I guess it's going to kind of catapult her into the whole picture. I think that's why they're kind of teasing it for. She's going to end up saying...
Well, now she's officially retired.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens, with, all that other stuff. And, of course, the Edge, coming back and all that stuff, teasing that he might be returning.
Bro, I fucking marked out.
Oh, my God. That was fucking lit. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the stuff. Of course, there's a lot of different questions, a lot of different things we got to talk about. WWE, AEW coming up, October 2nd. They got their All Out show coming up soon. So, a lot of different things.
August 31st, baby.
Yep. We're all on the road to All Out, I'd say. So, this is going to be a very, very interesting
August 31st, can't wait.
Again, quote unquote.
And they're doing an all-female battle royal for, I think it's a chance to be in the match for the first women's championship.
That's right. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's an interesting time to be a wrestling fan. And we got to just check this out to see what's going on.
It really is.
Yeah. And again, I don't. What's going to happen during October? Is everybody going to start becoming a wrestling fan soon? I don't know. We'll have to see. So, again, nonetheless.
But as everyone knows,
yeah,
everyone is a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just afraid to admit it.
Exactly. That's right. And again,
there's nothing to be afraid about.
That's right. But yeah, exactly.
To be honest, there's nothing afraid to admit that you're a wrestling fan.
Exactly. No shame in that. It's cool. But yeah,
if you think about it, if it wasn't for wrestling, me and you would have never met.
That's right. Think about it.
Well, we would have met because we both worked in the same place.
Exactly.
But we would have never been as good friends as we are.
Exactly. We would have been as, like I said, getting connected, talking about all the stuff and all this other stuff, Again, it's just, that's what wrestling does.
You wore an NWO shirt, I think, right?
That's right, NWO, and then bam. It's like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's an NWO shirt. Oh, you like the NWO? Yeah. Oh, shit. Damn. Let's do the click. And then that's it, right there. I'm telling you, man, this is the thing. Just like how people talk about football, people talk about basketball. Wrestling's one of those things.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Fucking Game of Thrones. Don't even get me started with Game of Thrones, man. I'm telling you. At the end of the day, I mean, nonetheless, we're just here. Of course, we're passionate wrestling fans. But then on top of the fact, we're also, I guess, passionate about sports. That's another thing, too. So, we could have that debate.
But just remember, WWE isn't a sport.
Sports entertainment.
WWE is sports entertainment.
That's right. There's a difference. Make sure. But yeah, I mean, this is the RSM Wrestling Podcast. This is the mastermind. We got the big guy on the other line.
All right, guys.
Yep. You got to check out all of our different platforms. We're on also, like I said, a lot of different things. We're on, of course, YouTube, Spotify. We're also on the Instagram page. Of course, that's co-run by me and the big guy. We also have our Twitter page that's run by Rich exclusively. And, he gets all his information, but, he'll keep us posted on that. And also we got PWO. Can't forget PWO. Pro Wrestling Opinion. The site where you can see all your different, like I said, all the covers for all the different shows. Again, minute by minute, segment by segment. It's just like you're watching a whole show. 3 letters. PWO. We'll see you guys out.
You're watching it without actually watching it.
Yep. Watching it without even watching it. Yep. But yeah, so this is the RSM Wrestling Podcast. We'll catch you guys later for our next shoot. We'll see you guys out.
See you guys.
See you guys.